Hey everybody, welcome in. Just a few minutes early. Thought I'd open up the video and everybody jump in. We are here tonight talking about the Croatian cruise and the best of the Adriatic on the Emerald Kaya luxury yacht, super yacht. So excited to talk to you guys about this tonight. So whether you're watching live tonight or watching it later, it's amazing. So super excited to share this info with you. So we'll give everybody a few minutes to jump in and we'll get started here. You can see the screen behind me. This is Croatia. I thought I'd put that on there. Big head's in the way, but I wonder how many people have been to Croatia that are taking this. It really looks like the pictures behind me. It's amazing. Great, we've got some people joining. So great, welcome. Hey, Michael, thank you for joining the live. I appreciate that. As you come in, welcome to ask any questions in the chat, and we'll be able to answer them here on the call or on the video. If you're watching it later, hopefully we answer all your questions here, but certainly welcome to email us at info@excitementtravel.com. Send us a message on Facebook or give us a call here in the office, and we'll be able to answer all those questions for you. So, all right. Well, it is 6:30, so we will get started. We're doing a Tour Tuesday right after this, so it's been a busy day today, and definitely a busy night tonight. So, welcome to the tour info session for our Croatian cruise luxury yacht experience for 2027. So we're about a year and a few days out from the dates. The dates of this is July 9th through the 17th, 2027. But it's a big trip. And definitely worth the early booking. So, hey, Dave, good to see you. Perfect. Yep, I will talk about the payment as we go through the prices. I knew that was going to be a question too. So, hi, Sherry. Yeah. So, welcome. We're so excited. So, I thought I would start with a brief introduction about Excite if you're new to us really quickly, and then a little bit about the Croatian cruise and this luxury yachting experience and what this is like. And of course, we'll run through the itinerary and the brochure. And then we'll talk about pricing and how to book and some important deadlines for you, and then answer any questions that you might have. So I had the great experience last year to do this tour. So I have done this exact thing that we're going to do. It was on the Emerald Azura. So it was a new ship, but the Kaya that we're going to go on is the newest ship. And it just launched in April. So it's just a few months old. And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share my screen, and I'll just show you a quick video it's got a few clips of the ship, so you can see the actual ship that we're gonna be on. I mean, there's so much more to it, but of course, kind of gives you a glimpse of what this is like. So, Excite Experiences. We are next generation group travel. We do bus tours, cruises, and everything in between. We've been around. Next year will be 15 years. We're based here in Omaha, Nebraska. We have done trips from one-day tours to multi-days overseas tours, everything from mystery tours to Australia, New Zealand. And we're so excited to actually bring this tour to life for our guests, because there's nothing like this that I've experienced. So super yachting that is available to everybody. And so really, really excited. So without further ado, I'm going to show you this quick video of this. And then I have pictures and stuff from the time that I did it. Were of the ship of the Emerald Azura, but you get the idea of what we're talking about here. So I'm going to share my screen, and here is the quick video of the Emerald Kaya. Okay, we'll do that. And then we will remove that for now. Okay, so that is just a brief glimpse of what the ship looks like. Like I said, last year we were on the Emerald Azura, and it was amazing. So the idea behind this like luxury yacht in this sense is that you get to feel like it's your own yacht, and I really felt that that was the case. There are the max guests on this ship is 120. Usually it's between 80 and 100. So that's kind of the group size that you will have. And then there are 80 crew members. So it's almost 1-to-1. If you've cruised on large cruise ships, this is different in the sense that it's so much more intimate. The food is just as amazing. The service is probably the best I've ever experienced. The things you can do, the excursions are impeccable. The ship is so great, and it's so big in its sense that it's only 80 people on there that I felt like we were always on there almost by ourselves, except for like a few of like the kind of events that they hosted on board, and for meals and stuff. But it never felt crowded at all. There was always places to hang out. When we went, we hung out and we found this like hidden room, which I'll show you a picture of like this bird's nest kind of book room, and nobody really knew it was there. And so we pretty much had it to ourselves every day, and you just go out there and watch the sunset or read a book or whatever. So it's cool. It really is a tour where you can be as active as you want or as relaxed as you want, and a good mix of both. So without further ado, we're going to go through the itinerary. So what you're going to do is for this tour, it's a flight tour, and flights are included in the price that you see on the brochure. You can find the brochure on our website, excitemytravel.com. Just go in date order, or you can search Croatia and it'll pull it up. You can read all about it there. You can download the PDF brochure. Certainly you can give us a call and we can book it over the phone for you. But on day one, we will fly out of your city. So, the guide, which would be me, I will leave out of Omaha and fly, to Croatia, to Venice, actually Venice, Italy. But if you're coming from Kansas City, St. Louis, Des Moines, Sioux Falls, Denver, any of those, we'll arrange your flights for you. That's part of this whole package. So you just let us know that when you book where you want to fly out of, and we'll arrange the flights for you. And so most of the time what happens is if you're flying from another city, you sort of meet up in the linking city where the connection is. And so whether that's Chicago, New York, Houston, what's another one? Atlanta. You'll meet with the group there. You can find me there, and then we'll fly to Venice. And if not, though, we'll coordinate the pickup in Venice. And so, you'll always have my information and my phone number, the whole time. You've got the whole Excite team behind us as we travel across. So if we're running into some sort of like delay or issue while you're flying, the whole team is supporting you, so you don't have to do anything while you're there. We're managing all of that from behind the scenes. So we will fly. It's an overnight flight. And then when we get to Venice, we will get our bags, and then we will be picked up and by boat. And because in Venice, that's the way you get around is all the canals and everything. In fact, I have a picture of that. So let me see, add to stage, see if I can find the picture of the boats that we took. I know I have it here. Well, where did it go? That's Venice, Venice, Venice everywhere. Here we go. This is a movie of it. So you take these boats and you come from the airport to the city of Venice, and then we board the ship, and it looks like this. This was the Emerald Azura. So it's docked, and then the boat takes you to the port. And the check-in process was super easy. So they take care of everything. They literally lifted our bags out of the boat for us. They tag them again right there. You walk through customs security, which was a breeze. They handhold you the entire way. You're going to get a little medallion for the ship that you will scan when you get on and off, kind of like the bigger cruise ships, and it helps with your room and everything. So that's really easy. And then you board. And from then on, they get to know you, and everything's included. So all the drinks, all the food, all the snacks, and they have excursions. All that stuff is included. All the drinks are top tier. It's like Grey Goose and all of those top tier alcoholic beverages, and they get to know you really quick. So they use your name right away. Mr. Bell, how can we help you today? What would you like to drink? And they learn all about you, and then they will know you throughout the rest of the cruise. And so every time we sat at the bar, they were like, "Hey, did you want another Grey Goose Dirty Martini tonight?" "Yep, okay, great. I'll make it for you," or something else. It's fantastic. And so what we did was we got to our room, we checked in. You'll have a steward that will take care of you the entire time. They'll be the same person that takes care of your room the entire week that we're on this. And so, I think they're all balcony rooms. The balcony rooms are amazing. The rooms are huge. The rooms here, I can show you some pictures of the rooms. They're slightly different. They're probably a little newer, excuse me, on the Kaya, but here's a sense of what they look like. This was the bed, and you had a couch over here, and then another chair, and then you have the deck outside, and then behind it was here's the bathroom. So you can see we have the full shower, toilet, sink, all to yourself. It was much bigger than I anticipated it being. Here's a picture of it. So it's all private for you. Of course, you have the door and everything on there. Here's a movie of the room. Again, it might be slightly different on the Kaya, but anyway, they'll bring your luggage to your room, of course, for you. And then what you do with your bags, kind of clever, is you will put in the champagne when you walk in your room, of course. They will put your bags underneath the bed. So you can take out all your clothes and put them in the closets for the week, and then you put the suitcases underneath the bed so that you don't have that all over your room. So from there, then you can grab something to eat. There are different restaurants on board. There was a cafe. There was the main dining room. There was the poolside restaurant. And then you can either eat inside or outside in the main area. They have a buffet every night that you can go to. Excuse me, I take that back. They have dinner every night, and then it's served, and they have a menu. It's different every night, and it's usually from the location that you're in. So whatever location, they try to feature something from there. There's always a chicken, a beef, a fish, and a vegetarian option. And then all kinds of amazing desserts and everything. While we're showing pictures, let's talk about the food. Here is a rack of lamb that I had. It was absolutely delicious. Everything was so good. Where's some more of the food? This was like a lobster and a shrimp dish, pasta dish. Here was a cool dessert that we had. So, the food was amazing, and there's a ton of options. And then they had sort of your standard things they would have every night. So you could have the same thing, or if you didn't find anything you liked on the menu, you can ask for something else, and they will make it. I think if you wanted a grilled cheese, they'll make you a grilled cheese. If you wanted, hey, I just want chicken breasts, broccoli, whatever, they will make it for you. So it is totally made to order. Absolutely fantastic. And you can go whenever you want. The place is open from X hour to X hour, and you can go enjoy whatever food you'd like. And then they also have room service, so you can order room service in advance. That's also where breakfast is at every morning. They have a breakfast buffet every morning, and they also have things you can order. And then the pool restaurant has your sandwiches, pizzas, all that kind of stuff that is more quick, lighter fare that you can eat. And it was also amazing. Again, cocktails and sodas and everything you can think of is available 24/7 on the boat you can have. And then what I loved about this, what we did every day is we actually ordered breakfast to our room. And so they put a little card on your bed, and then you can actually pick it out for the next day and what time you want it delivered. And then you put it on your door in the evening, and then your steward takes it. And then that next day, whatever time you said, they knocked on the door, and here comes your breakfast. And we had everything, and the rolls and the eggs, the scrambled eggs, omelets, everything. It was spectacular. It was so great. So we had our cup of coffee outside. They'd set up a table. You can have the breakfast in your room wherever you wanted. So it was awesome. Okay, so once you're on the ship, then you will depart. You will depart Venice. It's an evening departure. They have like a welcome reception that you can go and hang out at. The cruise has bars on different floors. So the top one is outside, where next to that hot tub that you saw in the video. There's all kinds of like different places to lounge, the huge lounge chairs and lounge couches, and you can watch Venice go by. Really breathtaking. It was so fun. And then at night, they have different activities if you want to participate in them, or you can just hang out and you can enjoy. It was great. And since the group is quaint, you get to know people if you want to. And I really enjoyed meeting people from all over the world that joined this cruise. It's all English speaking, so it's mostly Americans that come on board. But it was just great to meet people from everywhere. In fact, when I was on there, we met people I'm from Elkhorn, which is outside of Omaha, and we met people from Valley and Wahoo, which was crazy that they were on the same ship as we were when we were there. So, and then you will sail across to Croatia overnight. And this is really the only time that you're ever on like open ocean water, because you're in the Adriatic Sea. And these new ships, they are so technologically advanced that they have all kinds of things to help mitigate the movement of the ocean. So I never felt motion sickness or seasickness because, first of all, a lot of times you cruise at night. And second of all, after that Adriatic crossing, you basically cruise between these like land masses that are kind of like islands off the coast of Croatia, and then then the actual land Croatia. And so you're not in the water that's more active. And so it never felt like, I basically had to like look out to see if we were moving or not because it was so smooth. So motion sickness and ocean, getting seasick was not an issue for me. Of course, you can bring Dramamine if it makes you feel better, wear a bracelet. Of course, on board, they have stuff for you too. So that's not an issue. And the next morning, you will be in Rovinj, located in Croatia's Istrian Peninsula. This lovely town of Rovinj is interwoven in Italian influences. It's got winding cobblestone streets and small squares. Rovinj is a delight to explore by foot, and colorful buildings and art galleries, of which there are plenty. On a hilltop, the bell tower of Baroque-style St. Ephesians Church pierces the sky, while down below, the picturesque harbor is filled with fishing boats and to the town's seafaring and fishing traditions. So what's cool about this is you'll park the boat, and sometimes you will dock right on shore, and sometimes you will have to tender over because of the ship size. But they will tell you'll know where to go to get off the boat. When you're there, they have staff that are there off the of the exit, and then on shore they have a tent it says Emerald on it, and they have staff there all day, and so you can come and go as you please. And you can ask them questions about the port. You can ask them where to go. If you're doing an excursion that day, that's also where you would go at the time that's designated. They'll have tickets in your room that you can hand them each day. And then you go to your excursion. We really didn't do a lot of excursions at the beginning. We sort of just got off and explored the ship or explored the town of Rovinj. Let me see what I've got here for Rovinj. It was so fun to walk around and meet people, explore different areas, all the different towns. Let's see. Is this Cathedral of St. Lawrence? Where is this? Oh, that's in Trogir. Korčula. So it was just fun to explore the different areas. We did not do an excursion, but I would suggest them if you're active, you want to do some excursions and go see, more places than just the, kind of the port. I would suggest going on and doing the excursions. They're top of the line. Let's see here. Here we go. So here's an example of Rovinj. You can see sort of that Renaissance style there. It's a little bit like Venice. So that is Rovinj. And then, of course, after you're done for the day, you would come back to the boat whenever you want. And you can go to the pool on the boat. You can go to the spa on the boat. You can hang out outside, get a suntan. You can take a nap. You can do whatever you want to do. It's great. And then, of course, you go to dinner and all of that. If you don't get off, lunch, everything's included, like you said. So breakfast, lunch, dinner is all included every day. If you're off the ship, of course, and you want to go eat somewhere, that's on your own. But So then at night again, you disembark. You disembark. You depart for the next place. So you cruise overnight, and you're going to be in Šibenik. Šibenik is founded by the Slavs in 1066. Šibenik is one of Croatia's oldest towns. It's nestled on the coast between Zadar and Split. It's been conquered by the Venetians, Byzantines, Hungarians, and the Habsburgs, meaning there is a plethora of architectural styles here to admire. The tiny city is home to 2 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, the Whitestone St. James Cathedral, an architectural fusion of Gothic and Renaissance. And then you can take the stairs from Riva, the seaside promenade, to the Nicola Fort that was built between the 16th and 17th century. That is this picture right here. Here's one of the pictures we took there. Yeah, just beautiful. So you can enjoy the town of Šibenik. Again, they will offer an excursion there as well. And then you're going to visit, then you would get back on and then enjoy the evening. And then you will visit, next day you'll visit Trogir. Trogir was located on a small island between the Croatian mainland and Sivo Island. UNESCO listed Trogir as an ancient settlement that dates to the Hellenistic period. It's filled with Romanesque churches and Renaissance and Baroque buildings, with St. Lawrence Cathedral dominating the old town square. Climb to the top of the bell tower for spectacular views over the town. Spend some time people watching on the wide seaside promenade, which is packed with bars and cafes. And it was absolutely breathtaking. And then, of course, they'll have an optional excursion here to do. They range anywhere from like walking tours to winemaking or visiting specific architectural places. So it really is all kinds of things to do and see in these towns. Once we get a little closer, they will announce all of the excursions, and you can look through them and then decide which ones you want to do. All right, then you get back on, and we're going to do Vis. The island of Vis served as a Yugoslav military base from the 1950s to 1989, during which it was cut off to visitors and left vastly unpopulated. This, however, has preserved the island's authenticity, and life here is very laid back and unhurried, with a rocky coastline and azure waters, and the town of Kut, which was built by the Venetians, a series of narrow passageways and ancient palazzos. The island was used as the setting for the sequel to the film Mamma Mia, depicting the fictional Greek island that they inhabited in the movie. We visited the Blue Hole here, which was so amazing, and I hope you all do this. This is where we tendered. So the boat actually has its own tender. So you get off on this little boat, and then you go across to the island, and then you get off, and then we rode a bus across the island to the departure port for the Blue Hole. And so here is the of this. So this is a video. That's where the Blue Hole is. So you get these little boats, and you go in there. Play it again. These little boats, and you go in there, that little opening there. And when you get in, this is what it's like.
Beautiful.
The water is crazy blue. Here's coming into the cave again. You have to go in with like a paddle. Of course, they do it all for you. Here's a picture of the water below. You can see all the way through it. It's crystal clear. And that's because of the clarity of the water, the way the sunlight hits in that specific area, and the type of sand that's below it. And that's why it makes that vivid blue color. It was spectacular. It was so fun. And you ride over to the island where this cave is on these like speedboats that you basically ride like a horse. And there's 2 lines of seats, and then you sit on them, and then they fly across the channel to go to this island, and then you get off that, and then you take a boat around to the other side, and you do the Blue Hole. So it was awesome. I think everybody should do that. Okay, and then you're going to visit Hvar. Hvar is a photogenic jumble of whitewashed buildings topped with sun-kissed terracotta roofs and beyond. Scenic rolling hills peppered with lavender fields, olive groves, and grapevines. The heart of Havar is Old Town, which reveals multiple layers of history and architectural wonders, including the vast St. Stephen's Square, which is home to a cathedral built in the 16th and 17th centuries, and the restored arsenal, which was used to repair and refit war galleons from the 17th century on. That kind of looks like it right there, but it's not. Hvar is said to be the sunniest place in all of Croatia. Soak up the sun and the rays as you wander the harbor lined with yachts, or make your way up to Fortica, the island's medieval fortress, which has been sweeping views of Hvar and its neighboring islands. Okay, so this is, here we go. Give you an idea of what Hvar is like. This is the harbor, and you walk up here, and there's all kinds of shops and bars and restaurants. And then if you go up here over ways, then you will see the square. Let's see here. Here's another picture. This is a really famous nightclub here. What's really crazy is that Hvar was known for its nightlife, and a lot of Russian visitors visited here to party, and they all bring their oligarchs. They all bring their yachts. So here's a picture of all the yachts. Just a few, because it lines this whole thing. And they partied. Well, then the people that lived on the island, they didn't care for it so much. So they sort of made these noise ordinances. Now they can't have that loud music unless it's inside the club. And even then, it can only go till so late at night. So it's totally changed sort of who visits Hvar. But it was amazing. And here's the square they were talking about in the brochure. It's just absolutely so fun to walk around and check out everything. We had great food here, great people watching the yachts come in. Just next level wealth there. It was fun to see, and it was fun to know that we were getting on our own yacht when we left Hvar. So it was cool to sort of see that. Where is this really cool picture of Hvar with all these yachts that lined at night? Here we go. So here's at night, walking back to we got down over here at the end of but here's at night, all the different yachts lined up there. It was really cool. Really cool. Sweet. I want to show you the tender that we use to get there. It's crazy because it comes out the side of the boat. So we carry it. So here's a video. So we're on the boat. The boat came out of the hole here on the side of the ship, and it parks back here. And then it'll just take you. So you can go down to the back of the boat and just wait for it to come. If you don't want to go right away, you can wait until you want to go. And then if it's not there and you want to come back, you just let them know and they'll bring it. And here's a picture of this Emerald Yacht Cruises, and here's a tender right over here. So they'll radio back to the yacht and say, hey, Mr. Bell would like to come back. Send the boat over. So then they come back with the boat, you get on, and they take you back. It was the coolest thing ever. They had like cold waters there. They had cold towels for us there. It was just amazing how much they catered to you. So you can spend as much time or as little time as you want while you're on there. Here's a picture of inside of this. You right across. It probably fits 20 people max. It was really cool. I thought I had a video of it popping out the side, but anyway, now you know what that's like. Okay, so then the day 8 was Korčula. This was amazing. I love Korčula so much. A gem of the Adriatic, Korčula is among the most beloved islands in Croatia. It boasts a landscape of olive groves, vineyards, and striking coasts of white pebble beaches and azure waters. While there's evidence the island has been inhabited since prehistoric times, the fortified old town is on the UNESCO World Heritage Site for medieval planning and has been referred to by locals as Little Dubrovnik. It is a delightful mix of medieval churches, elegant palaces, and squares. You'll see St. Mark's Cathedral built in Gothic Renaissance style and the captivating Marco Polo Center where you can understand the legacy of the explorer. The village of Kara and Smokiva are renowned for producing the country's signature dry white wine. So we did do an excursion here, and we did the 4x4 tour. So you're basically in these buggies, and it's a vineyard tour. Basically, you're exploring the whole island. But I thought it was like follow the leader, and you sort of just putz around in these little cars, and you stop and have wine at the beach. Oh no, you drive your own with whoever you came with, and you we went pretty fast, and we were up in the vineyards. We were on the roads. We were in some sort of line technically, but it was like we were cruising. It was so fun. So we did stop at a vineyard. We did stop at a beach, and you had like an hour and a half to have lunch and swim in the crystal clear water, and enjoy the scenery. We stopped in town to a local like honey and wine maker. We bought a bottle of wine that actually sits on the bottom of the ocean for like 4 years, and that's how it ages down there under the extreme pressure and cold temperatures. And they bring them back up, and they're like full of seashells and all this stuff. It was awesome. It's so fun. So that was definitely something to do. The place is amazing. I'll show you some pictures of this. This is really cool. Here is one of the pictures. So you can see here how it's got that like castle look. The boat is docked right here. And it was sort of interesting because the people, it didn't seem like they knew we were coming, the locals. And so they were just as shocked for us to be there as, as we were excited to be there. And so it was really fun. And here's a video of us leaving Croatia. You can see the people like watching us there. That was really fun. Absolutely beautiful. The sunsets everywhere were so picturesque, so great. Where are we here with these? I want to show you the pictures of the town. Oh, here's what I'm talking about. So here's the Jeeps we rode around in. Here's the grapevines. Here's the water. This is where we stopped. You could swim there. Oh, we have a video. Cool. I mean, look at that water. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy. Corcula, you can see the town down there. We had some cars. There's where the boat was docked. It was spectacular. It was one of the coolest places I've ever visited. Here is a good view of like the yacht at the port. Yeah, it was amazing. Here's another one, a little further away. Yeah, just spectacular. It was amazing. I loved every minute of it. So once you're done there, then we will board the ship for our final evening. This evening, they did do a buffet. And of course, you can still order off the menu if you want. But this buffet was absolutely epic. I couldn't believe they had so much food on this boat for the amount of people that we had. I mean, look at this. It was unbelievable. It was so fantastic. Everything was so amazing. It was so fun. And they pulled out all the stops that night. So it was really, really cool to do that. Okay, so then you'll board the ship, and then day 9 we will arrive in Dubrovnik. And so if you watch Game of Thrones and you're familiar with where the Red Keep is, King's Landing, this is where it's based off of. So you'll disembark the ship, and then technically they will take us to the airport where we will fly home that evening. And then you're on your way home. So absolutely spectacular. The cruise is one of a kind. I don't think you'll find anything like this anywhere else, and I think it's priced really great for the luxury you're going to experience on this cruise without being stuffy. I didn't feel like it was stuffy. You don't have to dress up. I saw a lot of people. I mean, definitely shorts because it'll be hot over there. So shorts and like your kind of your button downs. Ladies did wear dresses at night if you wanted to, but some people didn't. You're a guest on the ship and you're treated like a king and a queen when you're on, so you can wear whatever you would like. Again, it includes airport transfers, 7 nights on board the Emerald super yacht, technically 20 meals, complimentary wine, beer, soft drinks, and cocktails, state-of-the-art coffee machines and tea stations everywhere, so you could get coffee if you wanted. They also had them in our room, and you could order coffee to your room. Water's included in your rooms. Wi-Fi is included in your rooms. All the port charges, all the gratuities are included, so you don't have to mess with anything like that. We went around and sort of tipped some people that we thought were really exceptional for us and took care of us, but it's already all included, so that's fantastic. There are a couple different cabins to choose from. You'll find that on the brochure. You can see them in the color coded here with the price. And then if you look on them, it also includes a map of the ship, so you can see where those rooms are located. And this is probably the most urgent part of it. If you haven't signed up yet, is to sign up because you want to get the room that you want. And we've already had people sign up for this tour. I think we have 12 so far. So, we're going. And so if you want to make sure you get the room you would like, you can't go wrong with any of the rooms. Like I said, they're all balcony rooms. So they all have a balcony. And, we did spend quite a bit of time in our room because I loved it so much and loved the balcony. But, it was great. So I don't think you're going to go wrong with any of the rooms there. They do offer travel protection, their own travel protection plan, which you can look at in the catalog, in the brochure here. And again, it has a layout of the ship and everything. So this does have a promotion. So a couple things to know. This has a promotion for included airfare if paid in full by 7/9. I know it's coming up here soon. And so I'm going to add something else to this. We are also going to be offering a pre and post tour. So we're going to offer an extra day in Venice, and we're going to offer an extra day in Dubrovnik. And so we will not be doing the airfare with Emerald. We will be booking it. So it'll still be included in your price of your tour, but it'll be Excitedly booking it, which is a technicality that we will manage. But if you are interested in doing that, we will manage all the airfare. You still have to pay the balance in full by the time, by July 9th. Or if you book after July 9th, that's fine. You just have to pay in full by 7 days from when you booked the trip. So if you're watching this after, July 9th, that's fine. You just got to pay your full balance to get the airfare included. We will reach out with the details for the pre and post tour here shortly, but it's over a year away. So it's really hard to get pricing for anything that far in advance. So we want to make sure that we get the most accurate pricing for everybody. It'll just be 1 day early in Venice, which I think is amazing especially if you've never been to Venice. Also, I don't really like to travel the day of the cruise departure because if you get delayed somewhere and you miss the cruise, especially in Croatia, it's a challenge to get to. So we'll offer that. So we'll arrange for you to meet we're going to stay overnight at the Hilton, right there in Venice. It's the biggest hotel there. It's amazing. I stayed there. It was awesome. It has amazing rooftop bar and restaurant. It was perfect. And it's right across the canal from where the cruise departs. So we just take the ferry across and then you just get off and you get right on the cruise. So it was very convenient. And then in Dubrovnik, we stayed at this really great hotel. I can't decide if we're going to stay there or not. It was a little far from Old Town. And so that was a little challenging to navigate. Not the end of the world. And of course we would do that for you, but it'll be an amazing hotel to stay at. And then that way we can just leave the next day. And you'll get to explore Dubrovnik and the Old Town because it was really amazing. I mean, you could spend a whole week there really, but it was great to actually have 1 day to kind of see everything and explore what that was like. So definitely worth it. If you're interested in information like that, send us an email, add us in the comments, and we'll make sure we get the information to you. We will let everybody that signs up, we'll email you those specific details so you can add those on later if you'd like. But we will take care of all those details for you. Okay. We covered pretty much everything I could think of here. What other questions did I stir since we talked about all of this? Talked about airfare, talked about pre and post tours are going to be available soon, talked about when payments due. We will bill all that out too. So, if you don't pay in full and I'm not worried about the included airfare, we will send you a separate invoice. So we'll make it easy for you to manage that. It truly was, like I said, once in a lifetime opportunity. It was amazing. The staff was amazing. The rooms are amazing. The ports are so cool. And, Croatia really wasn't even on my bucket list. But since we were, have been really wanting to sell some of these yacht cruises and river cruises with Emerald, they said you should go and do this and see what it's like. And so I'm so glad I did. So the excursions that are included with the boat, they'll be announced 9 months out. So you'll get them way ahead of time. And so you'll have all those available to select from and read over. And then you can sign up for them in advance. We signed up for them on the ship because we didn't know what we wanted to do for air, if any. So you'll have plenty of time to understand what excursions are available each day. They'll be published out that far. Yeah, and if you signed up, like Dave, I know you and Sherry have already signed up. So, we'll email all that stuff hey, these are ready to go. You want to go take a look, we'll let you know when all that stuff becomes available. So again, this is the Croatian Coast, best of the Adriatic. The official dates are July 9th through the 17th. Again, if we add on the pre and post, it would be the 8th through the 18th. But we can, we'll let you know about those coming up here soon. Otherwise, you're going to be boarding the Emerald Kaya from Venice all the way to Dubrovnik on a epic journey that you won't forget. Again, I will be your guide, and I've done this before, this specific exact tour. So, have an inside track on everything that you're going to do and see and experience. So I can help you out with any of that. If you have any questions, please email us, call us, let us know. We'd love to get you signed up for it and have a great showing there on the cruise from Excite Experiences. All right. Let's see here. Great info. Yeah, appreciate it, Dave. Thank you guys for taking the time. Again, hope to all see you out there. Can't wait to travel with you, and we will be in touch soon. Catch you all later.